the problems is that mankind has always thought that the E.T.s is negative and bad and they're here to harm us. This has really been magnified in the last several years. The movies and the TV try to bring out negativity. But what I found in my work is that is not true. They have actually been around way before the beginning of Earth, and they've been taking care of mankind since its inception. And they're not to be feared because they're here taking care of us and watching over us. One of my books, I call them the custodians and the keepers of the garden. That's two of my books, and that's the way I see them, of what I've found out. Because what people don't realize, they have not just latecomers. They haven't just come in the last several decades. They've been around forever. Because the E.T.s are actually responsible for the beginning of human life on Earth. And that may be a little difficult for some people to understand. But the indigenous people know it. They know it because they've been aware of this. But they actually began Earth. And it doesn't mean that there is no God. God is very much present in all of this. He is the one who has instructed them to do this. But it goes all the way back to what is called the archaic ones. The archaic ones are the ones for eons and eons who have gone from planet to planet, starting life and seeding life. This is the way life has always been formed, down through the beginning of time, because that was how they were formed, and so they keep moving through the planetary systems to find planets that are ready to have life. This is their mission, is to produce life on these planets. But the cells can come from anywhere. This is part of what they do. They accumulate cells, sperm, ova, from all different planets till they can create life anywhere they go. So this will explain part of the abductions. But I asked them one time, where did the cells come from that we were created from? They said it doesn't matter. They accumulate them and then they see what will grow in the primeval soup of a planet. So it doesn't make any difference just as long as something will grow. So when they first decide that life is to be planted on a planet, they bring in single-celled organisms, and they just want them to begin to multiply, to turn into multi-celled organisms. They don't care what it's going to produce, as long as life will begin somewhere. And that's why they said it is so sad. Sometimes they will go back and check on the planet, and it has begun to clump together and make multi-celled organisms, but then it falls apart again, and then the planet is again lifeless. So they said, life is so very, very fragile. The important thing is to get it to grow, anything, they don't care what it is. So as it lumps together and begins to produce something, then they can work with it to turn it into plants first, and then eventually into animals, which will go into humans. They said you would be surprised at what you could have looked like. It all depends on all of how the chemicals and everything react to create life. But first they had to have the atmosphere right. Imagine how many eons of time all of this took. But they were always there working on it because this was their job, to produce life no matter where they go.